looking at how to mic up our cajon for a live concert situation or in the studio. Now, for those of you who haven't noticed, I'm playing a brand new cajon. I'm very proud to say that this is my Cruz cajon that I've been waiting for. This is my very own design and my signature down there. So if you want to find out some more about it, go check them out on my website called cajonbox.com for some more information. So, miking up our cajon. It's not such a difficult thing. I've had so many of you guys writing to me asking me, please, how do you mic up your cajon? It's really not that difficult, and we're going to have a quick look at how to do it. Enjoy! Firstly, there are two places where we can mic our cajon to get the best sound out of our cajon for amplification. The first one being the sound hole, obviously. You've got a lot of sound, a lot of power coming out of your sound hole. So this is ideally the first place we'd like to place our mic. So we've got a mic right here. As you can see, I've slightly tilted it just because my stand doesn't really go any lower. I'm trying to catch exactly what comes out of here. Now, I don't put this microphone inside the cajon necessarily. You could do that too. Sometimes I do it because I move a lot when I play on the stage. The cajon tends to move if I don't have a slip mat under, which then makes it miss the mic, so that's just pretty logic. So you can put the mic on the inside, but ideally in a studio situation, this is a really nice studio recording mic, which I'm actually using for recording Fernando's Kitchen at the moment. This is how I place it in the back, pretty much right here in the sound hole. I'll give you guys a close-up. The other really obvious place to mic up your cajon is obviously from the front. That's going to be picking up a little bit more of your hand sounds and a little bit more of the highs as opposed to the bass that we get from the back. Now, I like to position my mic stand, I like to specify to use a small mic stand, just so that it's not this huge thing right over here. I've also got my cymbals, my hi-hat, the darbuka over here, so I need a lot of space. So I use small mic stands, and I tend to, instead of put them in front of the cajon, which visually obviously constricts your cajon. Maybe right now you're not seeing it because it's black on back, but on stage, for instance, this could really constrict the visual. So I take it from the side. You can choose which side to take it from, it doesn't really matter. Another important thing to remember is we obviously don't want to put it down there because we want to get the highs from the front. We are getting the bass from the back. So we basically put it as high as we can, not too high, not too low. Obviously, your sound engineer, the guy who's in charge of the sound, if he's good enough, should have an okay idea of what to do, but you never know with the sound engineer. So this is where I put the front mic, and if I can, for a live situation, I like to mic it up from the front and the back. It just gives me more options. It gives me my hand sounds from the front and the big booming bass from the back. Now, one other thing to keep in mind is you don't really want to put this microphone too close to the playing area because of the hands, especially if you're a bit of a rough player like I am. When you do big movements or something like that, you can actually slap the mic or it can constrict you. So more sound is required on the EQ desk for the front mic than for the back mic. Sound being that there's this big boom coming out from the back sound hole where you don't get that from here, and also you need to put it a little bit further away from the front mic. Now that really just depends on how you play, so you experiment with it, you find out how to do it. Good microphones to use for miking up your cajon is a good kick drum, bass kick drum for the back, one of the normal bass, bass drum mics that you use on a drum kit. And you get these black SM Shure, SM58 little microphones, which are really good for percussion and so on for the front. But overall, you can use anything. I like to use the Beta 57A for the front of my cajon because that picks up a lot of the highs and it still retains the bass. It kind of chops out some of the mids, which is important. Right, so that's pretty much all that micing up your cajon entails. It's pretty simple. Mic from the front, mic from the back. If you can only choose one microphone or you only have the option of one mic, I would say hands down back. Mic up the back, that's the most important one you want to mic up because you can get all the range from the back very nicely. If you don't have a microphone stand, you can put your microphone on the inside of your cajon. Just put like a shirt or some piece of cloth or some piece of material like a jacket inside your cajon so that it doesn't get damaged. Also, what that does is sometimes when you put a microphone on the inside of your cajon for amplifying it, you tend to get a boomy sound because the sound is constantly kind of reverberating inside. So if you put a towel in or something, that's going to dampen your sound. It's going to make it sound less like a box, if you see what I mean, which is actually what it is, but there's still a specific sound you want to get out. Also, another thing to bear in mind is you can have the best mics and you can have the best position where to put your mics, but if your sound engineer isn't good with the EQ, if he doesn't know what sounds you want out of your cajon and he doesn't know how to mic up a cajon, it's gonna suck. So figure out what kind of sounds you want. Personally, me, I prefer a lot of bass, a lot of highs, the cheeky chick, and no mids. I always tell the sound engineers, turn the mid right down, give me a big booming bass and give me a lot of highs, and that's going to give me the sound that I want. So specify to your sound engineer what you want, how you want it, and he should comply. Do a nice sound check, make sure that your sound is cool. I would say the ideal mic to put in the back is a bass drum mic. So find a mic that will give you the punch. And for the front, you can use, what I like to use is a Beta 57A Shure microphone. I also like to use that on my vocals. It's got a really lovely sound, a lot of bass, a lot of highs, not too much of that muddy mids, which is really cool. But to be honest, for the last 4 or 5 years of playing gigs and doing live cajon work, I've worked with pretty much any microphone you can imagine, and really it doesn't really make such a big difference. If your mic is of an okay, decent quality, you should get a really awesome sound out of it, as long as your sound engineer knows what you want. So that's really important. More info coming up on EQing on the studio, effects that you can put on, and so on. I hope this has been really helpful for you guys, and I look forward to seeing you guys for the next video. Cheers!